Perfect. So good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here. We are Team 5, and today Johnny and Kirsten will be presenting alongside with me. And today we'll present a very practical and scalable solution for one of the government's more persistent problem and financial challenge, which is actually to forecast grants and contribution. But our pitch today is very simple. We want a smarter forecasting for better outcome for Canadian. So let's start with a cool question. How might we help department adopt HICC model and machine learning model and help them planning grants and contribution across departments? Because the answer really matters, because right now many departments are struggling with it, which leads to inefficiencies, last-minute budget reallocation, and millions of lapses found every year. But a status quo isn't just inconvenient, it's really expensive because manual processes are really time consuming and prone to error. And financial analysts are really overwhelmed with this admin work instead of focusing on strategic analysis. And without a shame framework, a lot of department has to start from scratch, which ultimately reduce our collective ability to deliver on public priorities. But now imagine that forecasting is no longer a problem or a burden, and that our solution let department plan proactively and better allocate their budget without overspending. It's about aligning budget with priorities and allowing decision maker to have insights to take smarter and faster actions.
Pierre,
And
I'm going to come in and
yeah.
say if you click on the cross on the middle of your screen, you'll take that dialog box off your screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was it from the beginning.
There we go. That's great. Thanks, Pierre.
Okay. And so we are really introduced.
You see one more, there's another one on the top. Right there, left, perfect. Yeah.
Over there. Sorry about that.
No problem.
So it's Forecast as a Service that is a toolkit that integrates an existing system. And it's really designed for analysts, manager, IT leads, and executive, and it's ready to deploy across departments. And it's already been tested in production with current departments that are really interested in and are currently trying to implement that in their own system. And the model is really powerful, fast, and adaptable, and it can generate over like hundreds of decision trees for a project in a few seconds. And within HICC, our accuracy currently is nearby 90%. So it's really working well for us, and it handles large data set but also like complex data, and provide really consistent insight for financial planning. But most importantly is that it evolves. So it's continuously updated and meets new needs and new data realities, because departments, and we really want to say that departments are just not adopting a tool, they are really adopting a capability. So now I'll let Johnny go on with our assumptions.
Thanks, Pierre. Imagine a government where every department has clarity on its GSNC spending, not just at year end, but all year long. We've built the model, we're building the blueprint, and now we are ready to scale. Join us in making smarter data-driven decisions, the new standards for GSNCs in the Government of Canada. We prepared and list our starting assumptions, considering what the user needs in developing customization and adoption. Next slide, please. We're not just dreaming, we have already started building. Our team has the skills we need to succeed with data scientists, financial advisors, and executives. Key milestones we achieved are having the model tested and real GSNCs program data, and the initial blueprint drafted. In the next phase, we are refining the blueprint through workshops with 2 additional departments, and soon we'll launch a ready-to-use version planned by the end of the fiscal year. What we need are champion departments ready to test and adopt the model. We're offering hands-on support to make the transition smooth. For those champions, our execution roadmap involves sharing the project charter with prospective departments, hosting service blueprint walkthroughs to adapt for each department, providing a technical onboarding using the software design blueprint and GitHub repo with onboarding scripts, supporting a readiness assessment focused on evaluating data availability and capacity, followed by continuous engagement and open collaboration via GitHub for enhancements and support during customization and adoption phases. From the various departments we are engaging, we have selected 2 case studies to illustrate the potential for scalability and for solving real forecasting pain points for departments in GSNC's budget management. Next slide, please. Our first case study is Health Canada. We have selected this case because it highlights the common challenges and obstacles many departments may face in adopting the tool. We are collaborating with them in engagement and readiness assessment with curated working sessions and meetings to bridge technical and business perspectives. From the main obstacles identified in low data maturity, system fragmentation, and resource limitation, we have learned valuable lessons on the need for tailored support for early adopters to bridge maturity gaps and offering structured engagement for analysts and business units to avoid siloed collaboration. Next slide, please. Our second case study is with NSERC, the Natural Sciences and Engineering Research Council of Canada, where the need for better accuracy for the forecasting of partnered research grants is key for the adequate management of pressurized budgets impacted by unprecedented demand in these last fiscal years. NSERC is our leader case study in the execution roadmap, working on customization and experimentation with support from our team to overcome key obstacles in program differences, varying levels of data granularity, and high volatility in expenditure data. Important lessons we learned with this case study were that without engagement from program leadership and continuous support, adoption remains passive. However, we're observing that the model adapts well beyond project level data and that programs or contribution agreement granularity is sufficient, which allows us shifting our focus to data quality and volume over rigid structure. I'll now turn to Kristen.
Kristen, I think you're on mute. No, we still can't hear you, I'm afraid. No, that's still not working.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, well done.
Okay, thank you. So now let's turn to how this model can add value across other government departments based on what we have experienced firsthand at Housing, Infrastructure and Communities Canada. We are scaling the machine learning forecasting tool across federal departments, driving real operational improvements, where in our department, we saw a 62% increase in forecasting accuracy and a 66% reduction in processing time compared to previous manual approaches that we used. At our department, this translated into a reduction in our multi-year forecasting preparation from 3 months down to just 1 month ahead of the annual reference level update last summer. Greater accuracy also means less year-end lapsing and reduced reliance on future Minister of Finance approvals to access unused funds through the reprofile process. That results in more predictable planning and more effective use of federal funds, ultimately supporting better outcomes for Canadians. Next slide, please. Now, when it comes to real-world adoption, departments can build on the work already completed at Housing, Infrastructure and Communities Canada, which consists of over 20 months of business research, data model cleanup, and technical development. So about 8 months of data model cleanup, 12 months of production and testing. Other departments can leverage this now. And we want to emphasize that successful implementation depends on the strong cross-functional collaboration, particularly between the Chief Data Office and CFO or Gs&Cs modernization teams, with, of course, executive support from both sides playing a key role. So for the later phases of the implementation of the tool, for other departments, we recommend dedicating 2 to 3 FTEs across disciplines to support phase 3, which is the model implementation and change management phase. And that is estimated at just under $70,000 over 4 months. And phase 4, which is the ongoing model maintenance, monitoring, and optimization. And that is expected to cost just over $100,000 annually on an ongoing basis. Next slide, please. So we hope that you agree that this machine learning tool for Gs&Cs directly supports the government's vision for a more productive, results-driven public service. Imagine a future where every department has clear, consistent insight into its multi-year Gs&C spending, enabled by a common and, even more importantly, a standardized approach. The model is built, the blueprint is in progress, and now we're ready to scale. So please join us in setting a new standard where data-driven decision-making is the foundation for Gs&Cs across the Government of Canada. Thank you, and we're open to questions now.